Imagine waking up in a home so compact that every movement feels like a calculated step. In a modest rental apartment in Tokyo, a woman in her 50s sits in a corner of her 30 square meter home, her voice heavy with resignation. We feel like we're choking, she says, glancing around the room she shares with her husband. Their dream of owning a house or even renting a larger apartment is far out of reach, bound by rising costs and diminishing options. This isn't just her story, it's a snapshot of a larger trend gripping Japan, a nation where homes are shrinking to their smallest in 3 decades. The average floor space for houses has dwindled to 92 square meters, down from its peak of 95 square meters in 2003. For condominiums and rental units in urban areas, the average has slipped to 50 square meters, falling below the government's definition of a comfortable living space for two adults. Why are homes shrinking? It begins with rising construction costs. Builders, caught between escalating material prices and market sensitivities, have chosen to keep home prices stable by reducing size. A stealth price hike, as some analysts call it. But this clever workaround has far reaching consequences, especially for younger generations. Take, for instance, a young couple in Yokohama. Living in a 50 square meter apartment, they're torn about their next step. She wants a bigger home, even if it's farther from the city centre and less expensive. He, however, sees real estate as an investment and stresses the need for a prime location. Their dilemma is not just about square footage, it's about what their future can hold. Can they raise a family in a space where every corner is already spoken for? Such cramped living conditions are influencing life decisions. Smaller homes make it harder to envision the stability required to start a family. Analysts warn that these housing constraints are compounding Japan's falling birth rate. Couples who might want more children are often forced to compromise due to spatial limitations. The issue is compounded by economic disparities. Custom built homes, once a symbol of aspiration, are now out of reach for many. As wages stagnate and housing prices soar, fewer people can afford these spacious options. Meanwhile, affluent buyers increasingly favor smaller, high end condos in urban areas, driving up demand and prices in cities. One person households, which now make up 38% of all households, are also reshaping the housing market. Even for those living alone, many find their homes too small to accommodate basic needs like storage. It's a silent struggle, hidden in the corners of these shrinking spaces. Beyond the personal impact, there's an undeniable cultural shift at play. Housing once symbolized progress and prosperity in Japan. From the 1960s to the early 2000s, larger homes reflected the nation's growing economy and optimism. Today, that trend has reversed, reflecting a more sobering reality. Rising land and material costs, coupled with economic uncertainty, have shrunk not just homes, but dreams. So, what can be done? Experts point to the need for real wage growth as a starting point. During Japan's high growth era, wages and home sizes grew in tandem. Restoring this balance could provide a path forward, allowing younger generations to envision a future with homes that foster stability and growth. But this is no small feat. It requires systemic changes that prioritize both economic and social well being. For now, millions of Japanese citizens find themselves navigating a paradox, living in one of the world's most technologically advanced nations, but grappling with homes that no longer fit their needs. As the walls close in, so too do the possibilities for the future. It's a crisis of space, but also one of hope, where every square meter lost signals more than just a smaller home. It reflects shrinking opportunities for generations to come.